All right, hello everybody, Silver here. We are back. Yeah, you don't get to see the polychrome thing. That's because I was stupid. I did a stupid. Uh, this time it wasn't that I like double tapped record. I did it properly. I just don't like showing my UID. Uh, and I went to do the invite event thing, which I'm not gonna be able to do, by the way. I'm just not gonna be able to. Um, I showed that screen, and it shows my UID in the upper left-hand corner. And again, I don't like showing my UID just because I know some people, uh, it's like possible for people to like mess with your account if they have your UID. So that's why you see that my PNG is over my UID every time. Is because of that, actually. There's an actual reason for my PNG to be in the bottom right. Even if that's also, like, kind of the most out of the way spot it could be in, it's also strategic with why I put it there. Rather than in the bottom left-hand corner where there's less stuff to see. Where it would make a bit more sense. Oh, God. There we go. Hello, 20. But, yeah, no. Genuinely, just, like... Is that... Hold on. Let me double check if that is included in the polychrome rewards. Is that included? It's not. Okay, cool. So that's outside of the possible polychrome rewards. Uh they did separate out these, I guess. Uh oh, Tin Master Special. I'm glad they didn't include that technically in the rewards that we're supposed to be getting. Because that would be a bit fucky, in my opinion. Just because, like, I can't, like, in good conscience, get people to play this game, like, with an invite code or anything. And it's mostly due to my own new player experience with the game. Uh, it's very hard as a new player. I'm not, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of these motherfuckers who are saying, "Oh yeah, uh, it's really easy for new players. Like they give you so many pulls, and they could give you all the fucking pulls in the world." Is the thing. They can. You're not gonna be able to get to high-end content anywhere. Like even me, I'm still struggling with high-end content, and it's not from like, oh, I have bad characters now. It is because I've gotten some that can carry me through it. AOD, Billy will be able to. The problem is that it's genuinely like, it's genuinely one of those things where it is very hard to get to that point. And you do have to, how I've quoted it before, bash your head on a brick wall until you get through. And not everybody is going to be willing to do that at all. Not everybody's going to be willing to just sit here, play the game every single day, do every little daily that they can, you know. Not everybody's going to want to do that or be able to do that. Just for a chance to be able to, you know, get to that point. And yeah, they say currently you can get like over 300 pulls. Which is true. You can get over 300 pulls if you just do story and shit. Yes. However, what they don't tell you is that 300 pulls, if you're unlucky, that's only like 2 S. And hold on. Let me actually explain this. I've set this precedent. If somebody were to join right now, okay? Right now into the game, they would have to pull somebody who's on the limited banner. That's what you have to do, is you have to be ready to pull somebody who's on the limited banner, which might not be a character that you want. So you're wasting those 300 pulls that you got on getting, you know, either Orphe, who is kind of useless by herself. You need other characters with Orphe. Or you get Billy. But you can't really use Billy without his Winjin. So that second S rank, you have to get the Winjin. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'll go with, you know, I'll go with, you know, just getting Billy and then saving up for another one. No. Because then you also still are gonna have to be, you know, you still have to level up Billy to be able to get to in-game content. And by the time you're done leveling him up, from, you know, sure, they give you a lot of materials and stuff to be able to level up basically any of them to level 60, any single agent. Not to mention the amount of materials you get through doing this story. That's separate. They give you like a starter package and everything. That does make it a lot easier. But it's one of those problems where you kind of are like screwed either way. Because you don't need any agents really to go through story. They provide you with all of the agents you need. They literally just give you trial agents through the entirety of the story. But I cannot in good conscience get people to play this game with the way that it's in, I would say. It's a very fun game. But if you want waifu collection, like, you better not, you know, you better not have the idea that you're gonna be able to use what you want and pull what you want and still be able to, like, get all of the free stuff. like free polychromes. Because that's not happening. If you only play what you want, you're not getting the minimum 3 teams to be able to 14k DA very easily. And you're for sure not getting the 3 teams viable enough to do Shiyu defense, to be honest. Because you need fully 3 teams for Shiyu defense. The last mission of Shiyu defense is you have 3 full teams versus 3 bosses. It's just one of those things where it's... I wish... Oh god. Kids and their mother. But no, I'm genuinely one of those people that I can't... Like, I like this game, to be honest. But I couldn't tell people to play this game. Genuinely. Because a lot of people who've been playing for a long time will say, oh, but you have it so easy coming into the game. You know? You have it so easy, you'll be able to get, you know, a character, you'll be able to pull some characters by now. But that doesn't mean you've got a good team. If you are super unlucky, you are only getting like 2 S ranks. If you are that unlucky. You're, well, 2 good S ranks if you're going for the limited banner. If you're going for the standard banner, and only standard banner for the 300 pull thing to get a free S rank, people will tell you never do that to begin with. You'll get that eventually anyways, so only pull on the limited banner. But if you want something from the standard banner, you know, they are technically available on the limited banner, but the problem with that is you're kind of like shit out of luck if you genuinely want something specific out of standard banner, because none of them are necessarily good. Like, by themselves, that is. Soldier 11 is a good unit if you can build her properly and have her a decently strong team. If you can't do that, then she's not very useful. She's one of your better, like, standard banner characters. Lycon is as well, but he's a stunner. He needs a team. The only ones that don't necessarily need a team that you can just A-rank with, and be able to have a possibility of, like, content, is 100% any of the limited characters. If that's not your cup of tea, it's like, oh, you're saying, oh, I'll never really do that. I don't have to worry about it. Well, the question is, do you want free polychrome? Because they put free polychrome behind high-end content. Which, again, I don't like that, personally. I really don't like that there is polychrome hidden behind the quote-unquote high-end content. What you would call the end game. Which is just DA and Shiyu right now, by the way. That is the quote-unquote end game of this. And again, when you talk with, like, people who have played this game for a long time, you are just told, oh yeah, you know, you don't have to worry. You will be able to get what you need to be able to do this. But you have to follow very specific rules. Never pull on standard banner without, you know, never spend your polychrome on anything standard banner. Never do any of that. Always pull for a limited banner. If you can guarantee a character. You guarantee basically one character from limited banner in your set, which doesn't necessarily always mean you're set. Like, some of them are just going to be bricks in comparison. And again, that's my, like, problem with this. I just have that one problem. Is that the player base likes to make it... I will say, the player base does like to make excuses for it. They basically say, yeah, you know, like, you should expect this. You should expect this kind of, this is how the game is going to work. Why are we expected to? Why is that expected? Why are you making sure it's expected? No? We're heading to Roast Galeford. Bruh. But, either way, I suppose that's like most everything I can really do. Because this is lagging. These are always laggy for me. These types of events are super laggy. So, I'm gonna go ahead. You did see my UID there, but like, fuck it, I guess. I'll leave that one in. For now. But, either way. You've heard me gripe about some of the shit with, like, this game. Which, again, it does make me not be able to tell new, like, people who would be like, oh, I've never played this game before. I kind of want to play it. You know, I see you playing it. Looks kind of interesting. The gameplay looks decent. I can't recommend new players to play this game. And that is a sad thing. Because it's not built for longevity. And it's not built for a new player to be able to come in and... Yeah, I guess you can't expect to be able to come in, do, like, rush through everything, and then be able to jump into endgame. But the fact that if you only ever got standard banner characters, you would have to get so many of them before you are able to actually do, like, a DA or a Shield defense, really. You cannot just go in and grab characters and expect to be able to clear. Whereas, like, in M0, like, you'll see people doing videos of it all the time. But they are heavy built. They've played the game for a long time. They've already got all the resources. They're not having to farm up those resources at that time, at that moment. And that's again where you get into the bashing your head on a brick wall as a new player type of thing. It's that's genuinely how it felt. And still how it feels a little bit. Like, I'm not quite bashing my head against the wall. I've been given a sledgehammer now. But in the beginning, I was just bashing my head on a brick wall. Until until Hoyo itself gave me a character that I wanted. That I was like, oh hey, there's my sledgehammer. But again, you could tell I'm like, what, 111 days in at this point? 111 days in. And you can see that it's still to that point where it's very hard to actually, like, still do shit. It's a lot easier than it used to be. But it's still very difficult to, like, again, just even say to somebody, hey, this game, it's pretty good. And expect them to have fun when they start playing it. Because again, you're not, like, all of that, it's sure, people might say, oh, that's 7 pulls a week that you get from DA and shoot events. They're really helpful. And it's like, yeah, they would be helpful, genuinely, to somebody who's new to the game. To somebody who's been playing the game, who can already do that easily. No, it's not. It's not helpful to you. It would be more helpful to the people who are brand new to the game. But that's the thing. It's just not. It's not made for a new player to come in and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to pull whatever I want and have fun. No. Chinese gacha games don't apparently work that way. And that's specific to the Chinese gacha games. They don't work that way. Now, some of the Japanese ones, again, FGO, it works that way. FGO does. And for this game, people say, oh, but you can make those characters work if you have the right team. And what's the right team? Yeah, I'm waiting on the answer, because, you know, they will tell you, oh yeah, here's the right team, here's how it works, and it's like all limited fucking characters, you know? It's all limited characters, so it's like, oh great, how do I get those? Oh, well, you're gonna have to wait for it to rerun. Like, yeah, great, that doesn't help me at all. Now I'm gonna have to wait for a rerun of a character. And it's like, yeah, of course, you would have to have a limited character to make another fucking character work. You can't act like it's, you know, you can't act like that's good for a new player experience at all. You just can't. And anybody who does act like that's good for new player experience is, you are part of the problem, I would say. Because again, I've played gacha games in the past. And there's a point where you can put your foot down and say, hey, what the fuck, to the game devs. You cannot spend money. If you could even keep playing the game and never spend money. The thing is, if their wallets are impacted because we're not spending that money, even though we're still playing the game, it shows that, hey, we enjoy the game, but we're not going to spend money because of how this is going. It's a type of protest that shows you're unhappy with the state of the game without showing them, oh, hey, people just aren't interested in the game anymore by not playing it. Because that's what some people who want you to do like a strike would do. They'd be like, oh yeah, just don't play it. Don't, do any of that. They're not making money. This is a free game. They're not making money off of you just playing the game. To be honest. They're making money off of the people who are more than willing to just, like, rip a gacha. You know? Like, they'll put some money into it. Just for, some characters. But it takes a very coordinated effort for people to, like, to be able to necessarily go in and be like, oh yeah, hey, we're just not gonna spend money on the game. We're gonna keep playing it and not spend money. That takes a lot. It takes a lot to do. But yeah, no, either way, I'll go ahead and tell you how you could support me if you enjoy my content, because I'm going to be wrapping up here. This mode, like these types of modes, where it's a separate window type of thing, are super laggy for me. I don't know why. But this happened with, like, the Angels of Delusion one, where it was just super laggy for no reason. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. So if you do want to support me, I have two methods down below that you can support me with. The first is my Honey Game referral code link. You can always use that if you don't want to spend any money on me, like if you don't have disposable income. Not that you don't have it, or, you just don't want to spend it. Even if you don't have the capability to do that, it's something that you could use to support me. By using that link down below, you do gain $3 in your Honeygain account when you sign up. Starting, because normally you would start from 0. You get $3 to start off in the account. And you can download it on PC and any Android devices. In any, like, while you're using the device, it earns you money. That's it. That's the premise. Genuinely, that's the premise of it. And again, it sounds like something that a lot of people would be like, oh, this is one of those fucking stupid ads. Like, ad reads. I'm not sponsored. I've used this genuinely for several years. That's the only reason I would ever promote something like this, is if I used the service. And I can tell you, yeah, no, it's alright. I'm not going to be given a fucking script by anybody and be told, hey, say this. I need to know your product is good before I promote it. And it works as advertised. It's very slow. Honeygain is. It's very slow. But if you do use that link, not only do you gain $3 in your account when you start out, you need a minimum of $20 in order to cash out the money, by the way. over the course of you earning your $20, Honey Game gives me 5. Just out of the blue. They just materialize a $5 bill. Now, it is a steady drip feed of cents at a time. But, that's the thing. Like, they do give me money if you use the app. That's it. So long as you're using the app, I'm getting extra money out of it. Which helps me in the long run get my own Honey Game payouts quicker. Which, again, can help me save up more for a... it can help me save up to be able to buy a new PC eventually. Sure, that's like a $4,000 like purchase, but that's something that I would do not even just for myself, or not just for myself, but also for like a channel thing, because I've been needing a fucking upgrade regardless, to be honest. And that would be the first step, genuinely. I've never necessarily had a new PC, even when I bought this one, it wasn't new at the time. It wasn't like top of the line, cutting edge. It was just like an average gaming PC at the time. Like your starter grade. Baby's first PC, you would say. But the other way to be able to support me is if you do have money and you really like my content, like if you have some disposable income, you really like my content, you want to be able to donate to me in order to support what I'm doing and try to help me get a new PC faster, I have my Ko-fi link down below. There is a $4,000 goal. All of my savings don't go into it directly, but it will immediately be something that I'm saving for through Ko-fi. My savings are accounted personally, but they're not accounted through Ko-fi. It does have a goal on it, again, that will display how close I am to getting to getting the laptop. But either way, bleh, I'm rambly, bro. You probably know this by now if you watch my shit enough. You know I'm rambly. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate you. Genuinely. I can't say a lot of people make it this far. My viewer metrics do not show that people make it this far. So if you did make it this far, I just want you to know, thank you. Thank you so much for watching this far into the video. And I'll catch you all in the next one.